In Chapter 21, A Land of Good Standing, Massive pulls his carriage up to the lakeside inn to drop Safira off with her companions. They share a few vague and ominous parting thoughts.
Feels good, doesn't it? To know that you're going to be on the right side of history. We've got a lot of work to do, but I think you're the right person for the job. We are going to take him down, but he has ears all over. You realize that?
I understand.
Safira exits the carriage and is greeted by Beezaura and Orba at the bar, and as they catch Safira up, a young orphan boy named Johnny wanders into the inn searching for food. Safira offers him supper.
I'm really good at following people without being noticed, if you ever need that.
Oh, that's a useful skill.
For coin or for food or something.
Well, we wouldn't need you to steal anything for us, but
I can do that too.
That's all right. I think that might be dangerous. I'd rather keep you safe.
The gals rest for the evening and rise with Graven and Erland to enjoy some bacon and bickering.
Our scouting mission is specifically to look at who guards it, who's employed there, the number of people, the types of people. Are they military? Are they workers? Who runs the camp?
No, I understand with the
Are there
scouting.
entrances?
I've been on a scouting mission before.
We can have a long conversation afterwards about what we want to do with the information we get from the scouting mission. But at this particular moment, our job is to scout and find out all we can.
When the dust settles, our friends consider how to proceed with the information they gathered from the letter found on the defeated mage the day before.
Marissa, this is the mage you killed?
Yes.
Okay. She had a list of names?
There was a letter that mentioned 2 other people who may be Mike and Wesley and Yvonne.
They decide it's best not to go asking a bunch of strangers about these folks, and they're off. Graven, Beezaura, and Safira make their way to the Director of Reserves to see if he's had any problems with the Black Lion Barbarians. He doesn't have much to say on that subject, but he does share something interesting about the local cemetery.
We've had some unusual undead activity at the cemetery. Like I said, Gravekeeper Yannick seems to think that they're fairly harmless at this point.
Would you mind if we had a chat with Yannick? Just because we've just recently had some bad encounters with some necromancers that Black Lions would hate to have him have the same experience.
Sure, yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Meanwhile, Erland and Orba try to contact Marvin Bishop at the Natural Studies Institute in hopes of finding out who is responsible for sending them secret messages, but Erland has some ground rules first.
For a great number of reasons, I'm not going to give them my name.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
Jamie
Foltash.
They meet resistance from Adept Ethan, who claims Marvin is ill and not taking visitors. Once he leaves, Erland tries his luck with one of the other adepts that seem to be eyeing him from afar.
Why are you smiling so much through all of this?
You're Erland Loftefell, aren't you?
And who might you be?
There's a nickname for you around here.
Oh, yes, what is it?
Well, at first it was the rat fuck of Ki'Ira. But you can't say that around polite company.
Yeah.
So they came up with a new one. Scholar's Bane. Erland, Scholar's Bane. Ruiner of careers.
Fortunately for Erland, Adept Melody is looking for a way out of Mukmu, believing it to be unsafe now that Myconid products are more freely available, so she proposes a trade.
300 gold to walk away. Sounds about right to me. And it comes with a stairwell key. The back of the Institute, and it leads right up to Marvin Bishop's lab.
How do we get you the money?
Meet me somewhere after I'm done working here.
When do you get off?
9 o'clock.
Erland offers to bring Orba in on this investment, but Orba needs some time to consider it, so let's check in on Graven, who went to the Broken Crown Station in search of any open contracts.
Non-citizens are given low priority for paid contracts, so the only ones available to you are long-standing contracts and emergency contracts. Do you understand and accept these terms? Item 3. Stop wasting your time here, Graven. These insignificants don't know where it is, and this place is filthy with heathens.
Hello?
Thank you for your time.
We're gonna go ahead and assume that was the gracious Kozni giving emotional support to his cleric, after which everybody meets in the town square for some shopping. They scout the bauble shop and meet Wesley, and Safira goes in search of Johnny, only to find the man who's been housing the orphans.
I know he's a kid. I know Johnny. What do you want with him?
Look, I've got a sister, alright? And if something happened...
Go to the back of the scale house around 8. I'll see if I can get him to meet you there.
Alright, cheers, I appreciate it.
And with the swirl of people moving about Mukmu, sort of moving to their new destinations, thinking about where they're headed next, that's where we're going for the evening.
Will Orba give Erland the gold he needs? What secrets lie buried in the cemetery? How many of these Mukmu orphans is Safira going to most definitely adopt? Find out next time on Tabletop Notch.